My name is Dennis Brown, but I answer to Master Brown, Grandmaster Brown, Shifu, or just Hey You. My occupation, I'm a martial artist. I consider myself a professional martial artist, not a fighter, not a forms guy, not an actor, but a martial artist is my profession. The first time I'm driving up through DC, I see a sign that says Lynn's Karate. But then in very small letters it said Kung Fu and Tai Chi. So I realized that's a Chinese art. I slipped in there and asked him, is this a karate school or Kung Fu school? He said Kung Fu, and I was his first student. I got into Kung Fu with my instructor because I just finally found a Chinese instructor that would teach Americans outside of Chinatown. And so I ended up working with him, and over the years he eventually dropped out, and I took over his school and decided just to keep it going because it was either let the school go out of business and I had no place to train, or take over his school. So I kind of backdoored into the dojo, if you will. We call it a kun in Kung Fu. The difference I see now is that it's kind of come down to just whoever's the best fighter. You know, I don't want to learn all that tradition. Don't teach me all that bowing. I don't really care about the yes sir, no sir, and all that martial arts ceremony. It's just blood and guts. The competition, has it changed from back then to now? It hasn't changed so much from back then to now. It's been evolving every decade or so. So I've seen it change 6, 7 times, and hopefully I'll be around for the internal arts because it's the biggest thing in my school now. I did competition. I did weapons. I was a national champion in weapons and forms and fight, the whole 9 yards. But I never gave up the art. At the end of the day, I came back home, put my uniform on, and I did my traditional art. If you were ever really good at art, at any art, just because you don't create anything new right now for a couple of years, you don't say, well, I'm not an artist anymore. You're just not painting right now. If you are not a martial artist today, at 50, you weren't a martial artist at 30. You were just somebody who was in it for the glory. So for me, the difference in the martial artists I see today, I don't know if they have that same love for the art. I would do it for free. If I never got a chance to compete in a tournament, it's like today, you said, you want to get out there and perform, Master Brown? I said, no, I'd rather for you to go on YouTube and see me 20 years ago when I was at my peak. What I would like to do is show you the next generation, because that's what I'm proud of, because I know long after I'm gone, my legacy will continue, because these folks are better than I was. This generation have the seeds to be a much bigger tree, to expand a lot more than I ever did, because they're starting earlier. I can remember when I didn't know martial arts. I was a teenager. I can remember when I didn't do it. These kids we're teaching now at 4, 5, 6 years old, it's like walking and talking. If you ask them, do you remember when you couldn't talk? No, couldn't I always talk? They understand the whole concept of yin and yang. There's a time to yield. There's a time to go strong. There's a time to redirect and listen. And there's a time to go straight ahead. And those are the things that I think that martial arts teaches. That I stopped really teaching martial arts for the fighting 25 years ago. I like to tell people that I am in the character development business through martial arts. I don't know whether martial artists today live the art. I don't want to create just fighters. I don't want to create just competitors. I want to create students of the martial arts, because students of the martial arts will study long after fighters stop fighting. We are training tomorrow's leaders. If they never compete again after they stop competing, they will be martial artists mentally the rest of their life. Martial arts has brought people together more than anything I've ever seen. Competition back then was very traditional. That is, you did the form this way, my instructor said do it that way, and if you make any movement different, you lose. Nowadays, you see guys coming out doing flips and flying through the air. They're doing gymnastics. They're making up forms. They have traditional forms, yes, but they have creative forms. They're doing forms to music. We've Americanized it. You know, America takes everything and puts its own spin on it. I wonder how many martial artists that were in it, in the mixed martial arts, or just that side of it, how many of them will go into it at 17 and still be doing it at 30? You see, the careers are very short, because I don't care whether you're Muhammad Ali or Sugar Ray Leonard or whoever. At the end of the day, your career, how long can you survive in that ring before somebody comes up bigger and badder? And if the only reason you had to train was that you wanted to be the best fighter out there, once you're not the best, why do you train anymore? I believe that people stayed in the art much longer back then. I mean, you see guys like me that started when they're teenagers and they're close to 70 years old. They're still into the art. They still love the art. I still practice my same forms, my same weapons, my same basics, and martial arts has taken me all over the world.
You